heard the names: Luciano, Lansky, Capone, Bugsy, Lepke, all household names. If your household read headlines in blood, that is. But what if I told you that behind every mob war, every contract killing, every gambling racket and labor union handshake, that there wasn't chaos? There was structure. There was a syndicate, not a fantasy, not just something from The Godfather or Goodfellas, but a real-world boardroom of American crime, a national network hiding in plain sight. I'm Paul Bastante, and something happened here. The National Crime Syndicate. It began as all American business ventures, with money. The year was 1929. While Wall Street was crashing, a different kind of summit was taking place in Atlantic City. Mobsters from New York, Chicago, New Orleans, and beyond gathered at the invitation of Johnny Torrio, the man who had once mentored Al Capone. And there at the Seaside Hotel, they made history, not by breaking the law, but by organizing it. Charles Lucky Luciano, Meyer Lansky, Frank Costello, Dutch Schultz, and others agreed that the constant bloodshed of turf wars was bad for business, so they did something extraordinary. They created a governing body, a commission. Instead of one bosses of all bosses approach, there would be shared power, a board of directors of organized crime. The Mafia, the Jewish mob, Irish crews, and more all had a seat at the table. They called it the Syndicate, the National Crime Syndicate. From the 1930s through the 1960s, it would function like a shadow government. It wasn't just New York. It was Cleveland, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Miami, Chicago. Each territory had its own operations, but they worked in cooperation, not chaos. And when enforcement was needed, they called on Murder, Inc. Yes, that was the real name. A Brooklyn-based hit squad led by Louis Lepke Buchalter and Albert Anastasia, men who turned murder into a business model. Estimates suggest that they carried out hundreds of contract killings on behalf of syndicate members, all of it hidden beneath layers of corruption, silence, and fear. But was it a true organization, or just a convenient journalistic label? Historians debate that to this day. What's certain is that the idea of the syndicate, of coast-to-coast cooperation among mob families, was real enough to shape law enforcement priorities, Senate investigations, and the American imagination. By the time the Kavalier hearings brought organized crime into American living rooms in the 1950s, the syndicate had already changed. RICO laws, FBI crackdowns, and the rise of new cartels would slowly dismantle the structure. But for nearly 4 decades, America wasn't just run by politicians. It was run by the National Crime Syndicate. It wasn't chaos. It was capitalism at gunpoint. It wasn't a gang. It was a government in the shadows. And that is just how something happens here. This has been Something Happens Here with Paul Bastante. For more hidden history, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and follow me on TikTok at FlixPop14 and on Instagram at instagram.com/FlixPop. You can also email me at paulcbastante@gmail.com. And until next time, keep your eyes open, because history doesn't just happen in textbooks. Sometimes something happened here.